So the question is for you people, you are given two sorted arrays. They are individually sorted. You have to merge these sorted arrays into another third array, right? Such that the merged array is also sorted in nature. How you are going to do it? Tell me that.
So basic intuition, that is the two-pointer approach.
Okay. You can
Basically,
keep.
we compare the element and which element is smaller. Then we put the element in the third array.
So, okay, what should be the size of the third array?
So what size should be the combination of upper two arrays, means 9.
Let's suppose the size of the first array is n, the next array is m. So what should be the size of the merged array? Merged array should be having
N
both
plus
these
M.
individual half elements, right? Both the individual array elements, the merged array should be containing. So the merged array should be having length n plus m. And right now it is empty. It should be start filling up with, it should be start filling up from the 0th index, right? So I have to allot a pointer for filling this entire merged array. That is from k equal to 0. From the 0th index, I have to start filling it. Okay, then let's keep my ith pointer here, the jth pointer here. So the smallest element among these two individual arrays will be going to the kth position. What should be that? So the smallest element is, we are having choices. Either the first element of the second array will be the smallest, or the first element of the first array will be smallest. So I start comparison from the first element of both the arrays. So let me place two pointers there. First one is I, the second one is j. First one I will be pointing to the first element of the first array. J will be pointing to the first element of the second array. Compare which one is smaller. One is smaller or two is smaller. One is smaller or two is smaller. One is smaller, right? So the copy the jth element into the kth position and then say, let us take j one step ahead, because one has been merged. It cannot be reutilized, right? And let us increase the value of k. It's the 0th position has been filled. The next position that we wish to fill is the first index of the merged array. Next, what's gonna happen? क्या होगा फिर? बोलो. Compare the elements again. ith element and the jth element. Which one will be merged? Which one is smaller? Ith element is smaller, right? Since the entire merged array should be sorted in nature. So the smallest element among these two should be merged before, so that the smaller element comes before the larger element in my final sorted merged array. Okay, so copy the ith element here. 2 gets into the kth position and I increase my I to the next step. I increase my I to the next step. Next, what needs to be done? Kth position has been also filled. Take your k to the next index, that is equal to 2. K will be lying at the second index. K will be pointing to the second index of the merged array. फिर बोलो क्या होगा? Check which is smaller, 9 or 3, which is smaller? 9 or 3, which is smaller? 3 is smaller. So copy that this particular element to the kth position. Copy it. Take your j to the next step. 6 or 9, which one is smaller? 6 is smaller. So k will be moved on to the next position once 3 has been merged. Then 6 will be merged here. K will also be going to the next position, as well as j will be also going to the next position. Now j points to an element that is 13. Right? So what's going to happen? Which one is smaller? 9 is smaller or 13 is smaller? 9 is smaller or 13 is smaller? Let us suppose that there is yet another element here, and after 13 we are having 15, let's say. In my second array, let's suppose we are having 15. Okay, then. So what requires to be done right now? 9 is smaller or 13 is smaller? 9 is smaller, right? Copy 9 at the kth position. Copy 9 at the kth position. Next, what's going to happen? 9 has been copied. Move your I one step ahead. And then take your k to the next step. At the current index, 9 has been merged. So right now, the next merging will be at the next kth position, right? Compare 10 is smaller or 13 is smaller? 10 is smaller. Merge that into your merged array. Merge that and then take your k to the next step. Take your k to the next step. That is to the next index. As well as take your I to the next index. 12 is smaller or 13 is smaller? 12 is smaller. Merge 12. Take your I to the next step. Now, right now we can see I was supposed to point only to the elements of the first array. I has completely exhausted. 2 elements yet. If I compare the size, this is 4, this is 5. Am I correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elements has been filled. 8th and 9th element should be filled. Okay. So my point is, right now only these elements are yet to be filled up into your array. Since they are remnant elements of my second array, the first element has been completely merged. No more comparison shall take place. For comparison to happen, there should be at least one valid element which is pointed by I. There should be at least one valid element that is pointed by J. I और J को valid points पे, valid index पे point करना है, तब जाके comparison possible है. I जब पूरा फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ द एरे को एग्जॉस्ट कर गया, लिमिट से बाहर चला गया, कंपैरिजन का तो सवाल ही नहीं आता. ठीक है. नाउ द एरे हैज टू बी सॉर्टेड, मर्ज्ड एरे हैज टू बी सॉर्टेड. यू कैन सी फ्रॉम देयर दैट from the jth position to the end, all the elements are already in their sorted sequences because the second array is also sorted in nature. So in whatever manner they are present, copy them as it is, utilizing the kth pointer and jth pointer to the remaining slots of your merged array. So 15 gets merged at the end. Finally, whenever J also exhausts, I can say all the elements have successfully got merged into your what? Into the final third merged array. Okay? Yeah. Hello?
Sir, सुनते पहले हमने मैसेज कनेक्ट किया.
Who disconnected? मेरे सुनाई दिया मेरा आवाज सबको?
नहीं सर.
कहाँ से छूटा बोलो?
सर लास्ट एलिमेंट जब आप डिस्क्राइब कर रहे थे.
कौन सा लास्ट एलिमेंट?
15 को मतलब कैसे प्लेस करेंगे?
So the point is here, इंटरनेट शायद मेरी तरफ डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है थोड़ा बहुत. आज फोन करना पड़ेगा ऑपरेटर को लगता है. सो द पॉइंट इज दैट कंपैरिजन के लिए कौन सा कंडीशन है? अब तो और कंपैरिजन पॉसिबल नहीं है बिकॉज आई हैज गॉन ग्रेटर देन n-1, राइट? देयर इज नो वैलिड इंडेक्स फॉर द फर्स्ट एरे वेयर आई कैन पॉइंट. नहीं बचा है आई के पास. अब देखो, फाइनल एरे शुड बी सॉर्टेड इन नेचर. एम आई करेक्ट? ऑलरेडी जहां पे भी J पॉइंट कर रहा था, J was at last pointing at what particular position? The last particular index or last particular element where J was pointing was 13 and 15. These two elements are yet to be merged into the array. As well as merged array should always be sorted in nature. Till now we have already got it to be sorted because right now whatever is the current smaller element as compared to the other one, we were always merging the smaller one first, then the larger one, so that the overall merged array is getting sorted in nature, right? So my point is, since your second array is already sorted in nature, whatever elements are remaining, just point them with the help of J, and wherever your K is pointing, right, just fill that whatever the Jth element is already having. So 13 gets filled first, J moves on to the last element, 15 get merged at the end, right? Whenever K points to the last index of the merged array, 15 gets merged there. Okay. And whenever J exhausts from the second array, right, all the elements of my first array and the second array have got successfully merged into the third array, whatever we are intending to make the final one. ठीक है. ऑलरेडी देख सकते हो 13 से लेके 15 तक के ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड है. जितनी कंपैरिजंस पॉसिबल है दोनों एरेज में हो चुकी है. अब मैं सारे एलिमेंट्स को 1 by 1 कॉपी कर, जिस भी हाफ का, ओके, आइदर सेकेंड एरे का या तो फर्स्ट एरे का, जिसमें भी एलिमेंट रिमेनिंग बच जाता है, किसी में भी बच सकता है. इस एग्जाम्पल में सेकेंड वाला बच रहा है, किसी में भी बच जाए, ठीक है. उन सारे एलिमेंट्स को यूटिलाइजिंग आइदर द ith और द jth पॉइंटर 1 by 1 रिमेनिंग स्लॉट्स ऑफ द kth में आप क्या करो, कॉपी कर दो. ठीक है. इन दिस मैनर ऑलरेडी कंपैरिजन तक तो सॉर्टेड था ही. रिमेनिंग जो भी सेकेंड एरे का हमारे पास एलिमेंट्स बच गया, उनके करंट एलिमेंट से लेके एंड तक वो भी ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड ही है. ठीक है. सो ऑल बाय 1 by 1 सबको इन द सीक्वेंस दे आर प्रेजेंट, कॉपी देम इनटू द थर्ड एरे, and thus we say that final array whatever we got is already sorted in nature. Successfully we merged all the elements in a sorted order. Okay, सही है. पहले वो बोलो, समझ आई सबको बात? Tell me that. Clear to all of you, is it? How exactly merging of two sorted arrays takes place? Can you try coding it? Coding कर पाओगे?
Yes sir.
कोड कर पाओगे आप लोग? सही से बताओ, करोगे?
Yes sir.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and try.
Yes sir.
One question, like how is this related to recursion?
It's not a recursive part as of now.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna play for us right now whenever we are gonna go ahead with the merge sort technique. Merging is a very important one that we are gonna see. Okay. So that's why. Try coding it, try implementing. Then I'm gonna come to the part of that how actually your merge sort works. Fine. Go ahead and please try. I'm giving you 5 minutes. How many of you participated in Meta Hacker Cup yesterday? कितने लोगों ने पार्टिसिपेट किया? Okay, Itam has done it. Okay, great. चलो सही है. Okay, Ritam has done it. Okay, good. It's the correct implementation. Fine. ठीक है, ये टास्क रहा, आप लोग करके आना. ठीक है, मर्जिंग ऑफ टू सॉर्टेड एरेज. ये टास्क रहा, प्लीज इसको ट्राई करना, इम्प्लीमेंट करने का. होपफुली हो जाना चाहिए. ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स कम टू द मेन पॉइंट. हाउ योर मर्ज सॉर्ट वर्क्स. डज एनीवन नो दैट हाउ मर्ज सॉर्ट वर्क्स? मर्ज सॉर्ट काम कैसे करता है? How merge sort works? Can anyone tell me that? If you are given an array, let's suppose something like this, 5, 2, 1, 3, 6, 7. How your merge sort is supposed to work on this? If I say that merge sort this entire array, then how you are supposed to do it? How merge sort works? It says that how merge sort is working. It says that first you sort the individual halves. Divide the array into two halves, 5, 2 and 1, 3, 6 and 7. Simple. ठीक है, उतना डिटेल मतलब उतना डीप जाना ही नहीं अभी. What is the first thing that how your merge sort behaves? First sort both the halves individually. ठीक है, first sort both the halves individually. So whenever they are sorted, how they are supposed to look like? Can anyone tell? Whenever they are sorted, they are supposed to look like as 1, 2 and 5, as well as 3, 6 and 7. I think the second half is already sorted. Once, just a moment. Okay, once they are sorted, merge them. Merge them. And once the merging is complete, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Once the merging is complete, this merging has happened inside a third array, right? Inside a third array. Copy all the elements back into the original array, so that the original array comes out to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Correct? That's the overview of how your merge sort behaves. Basically, with the help of this, right? The concept of merge sort, can I say, if suppose I am to merge sort an entire array from 0 to n minus 1, right? I have to first sort from 0 to mid. The region I have to sort first is from 0 to mid, and then from mid plus 1 to n minus 1. Post that, just merge them up. Now you are to sort these two halves as well. Then the third merge function will be coming up. Once both of them have been sorted, then the merge function will be coming up. Now, can you tell me that how can I relate them recursively? Anyone? How can we relate them recursively? आपने अभी तक बेसिक्स ऑफ रिकर्शन में क्या क्या पढ़ा है? बिगर फंक्शन को सॉल्व करने के लिए अगर वो छोटे सब प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द सेम नेचर पे डिपेंड करता है तो पूरा प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है? बोलो.
Recursive problem.
So that's a recursive problem. सही कहता हूँ कि गलत कहता हूँ?
Correct.
ठीक है. बिगर प्रॉब्लम का नेचर क्या है बताओ तो कोई. बिगर प्रॉब्लम का नेचर है सॉर्ट होना. डिपेंड किस पे कर रहा है? दो स्मॉलर हाफ्स के सॉर्टिंग पे हो रहा है. A bigger sized array is getting broken down into two simpler halves. Correct? They also needs to be sorted. Can I say whatever merge sort function I'm applying on this particular bigger array, same merge sort function I can apply to sort the individual halves as well. Can I say that? Since bigger problem broken down into two sub problems of same nature, so the entire problem is recursive. Recursive, right? I can say, if suppose f is responsible to sort the bigger half, it is responsible to sort the individual halves as well. Correct? What you have seen so far, once we are trying with the recursive problems, वो मुझे बताओ आपने क्या observe किया? Suppose that right now I am inside the bigger function from 0 to n minus 1. Bigger function पे मैं हूँ. मैंने बोला ठीक है, the function responsible to sort it is f. Let's say I applied that. Fine. Individual halves first needs to be sorted. So from 0 to mid, I am gonna sort that, and then I am gonna say from mid plus 1 to n minus 1, sort the second half utilizing the same function. अब मुझे एक बात बताओ, जब ये फंक्शन का एग्जीक्यूशन खत्म होगा, आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हो?
0 to mid to be sorted.
Yeah, what you expect whenever the execution of this ends, then what should happen? Should the entire half from 0 to mid, should that be sorted? Recursion ensures that or not? Tell me that, all of you. Whenever I apply recursion on any problem, it's one of the problem has been fully, it's one of the sub problem have been fully executed. Then what do you expect in that? पूरा एग्जीक्यूशन जब खत्म होगा, आपको ऑटोमेटिकली जो रिजल्ट चाहिए, दैट इज टू सॉर्ट द फर्स्ट हाफ, वो मुझे मिल जाएगा. मिलता है या नहीं मिलता है? हैव यू ऑब्जर्व्ड दैट ऑल ऑफ यू सो फार व्हाटएवर वी हैव सॉल्व्ड? Recursion ensures that what I require to do, what is the main thing that I require to do? Whatever is the big problem, how can I break on that into sub problems? S1 and S2. Rest, recursion ensures that how to solve entire problem step by step. I just need to break it down into recursive steps. Okay, once they are individually sorted, let me define a separate merge function. And here I am gonna merge them into a third array. Then in the original array, I am gonna copy them back. That's all. खत्म बात, कुछ करना ही नहीं. और is the intuition clear how to go ahead and try coding the merge sort part? First tell me that. Is the basic intuition clear or not?
Yes.
Okay, let's see how to code this up. We can see the detailed part later on, overall how my recursive function is working. But first, let us try coding it, how to code it up. Okay. So yes, firstly, let me define, this is just for Renedo. Knapsack, fine. Okay then, so firstly, let me define a vector. int main it is, let me define a vector, and here inside this vector, whatever are the elements, I just need to sort them. So let the elements be, what should be the elements? Let us take a reverse sorted array, 5 7 8 9 1 9, let's say. Correct? Then what should I do? Let me say that I am initially inside the merge sort function. So merge sort does not return anything, it just sorts the given array whatever you are having. So let me write void merge sort. Void merge sort. And here inside the merge sort, what it should accept? What from where to where, right? From the which start index to what end index you people are actually, we are trying to sort my given array, right? Okay, fine. So this is the only thing that we are gonna accept inside my merge sort. Tell me for one thing, what should be the base case for the merge sort? Can anyone tell?
If the
In greater than
If the-
start.
If suppose you are having a single element, if inside my array I am having a single element, so basically in this case I am sorting from 0 to 0. Am I correct? That is, start will be equal to that of end. Am I correct? Or you are having an empty array. So in such case, what happens? You are sorting an empty array. Then what happens in such case? The length of the array is 0. I basically pass on to the function. So always start the sorting from the 0th index to n minus first index. In such case, what happens? Your start is equal to that of 0. But on account that the array is completely empty, your n minus 1 turns out to be minus 1. So in such case, start is greater than the end, right? That means no element exists inside your array. That is the actually remarker here, right? So I have to take care of both the situations. I have to say first, if suppose my start is greater than equal to end, basically I am left to sort nothing. So return from this point. Return. Else do what? Kya karo? You are having at least an element or more than one element, let's say. So let's first define the mid. Int mid, you can just simply take it to be start plus end divided by 2. Then sort the individual halves. First sort the individual halves. Merge sort from the start to the mid first. First sort the lefter half, then sort the righter half. That is from mid plus 1 to end. Sorted. Now once both the halves has been sorted, pass on this to a merge function. What values you need to pass? You have to say fine. Start I am passing at what particular point we are actually dividing the start to end, this portion, into halves. So mid is that deciding index. Start will be passed, mid will be passed, and end will be passed. So basically, with the help of mid, I can say start to mid is a region, mid plus 1 to end is a region. And these two regions has been individually sorted. And right now, these two region elements needs to be merged for a single array. Correct? Correct? Okay, fine. This has been done. Okay, so how can I just say that right now? How to go ahead and try merging it? Can anyone tell? Void merge. It is taking few things, start, mid, as well as end. Okay, now what should I do? Can you tell me? Merge is not a recursive function. Whatever elements, whatever half, start to mid has been sorted, mid plus 1 to end has been sorted. Now both the halves has been sorted. You just pass it on to merge to just merge this particular thing once. It does not need to be done recursively. There is no concept of recursion once you are merging, right? It cannot be broken down into any subproblem or nothing. Whatever halves you have just given, start to mid values to end values, whatever you have given to that, or incorporating that, only once merge needs to be taking place. Correct? How to do it, by the way, first. So firstly, tell me that, let us suppose you are right now trying to merge a region that falls within start equal to 4, end equal to 8, and mid is lying at index 6, let's say. And what are the elements here? The elements here are 5, 6, 7. It has been individually sorted. From 4 to 6, the individual elements has been sorted as 5, 6, 7, and let's suppose 2 and 10. These two elements at indices 7 and 8 are in the righter half. Now tell me that in between the region of index 4 to 8, these are my elements 5, 6, 7, 2, 10. Where 4 to 6 has been individually sorted, 7 to 8 has been individually sorted. Now I have to merge them. So firstly, to merge them, I have to define a third array. How can I do it? I have to define a third array. What should be the size of that? Can anyone tell me?
The
What?
end index.
Yeah, so let me define another vector here, vector of integers again, and that should be of size. Let me keep the name to be merge or merged array. Anything, just let the name be merged array. What should be the size of that? Can anyone tell? Based upon the start and the end index, what should be the size of that? Size क्या होगा बोलो? End और start को base करके size क्या होना चाहिए? How many elements in between the start to the end will be merged here? Start to the end से लेके कितने elements है जो कि merged array में in total at the end merge होंगे? कह सकता हूँ it is equal to end minus start plus 1. Can I say that? Tell me. End minus start plus 1. Is it
Yes.
fitting there? Okay, fine.
Yes.
So we can say the size of the array, merged array, should be end minus start plus 1. Then how the merging should happen? Tell me. Okay, Ritam has already merged that. So let's start off the merging. I say int I points to what? Points to the start, to the lefter half of the elements. What is the range of left half from the start to the mid? So I should always be pointing from the start to the mid. Okay. Observe for one thing that start may or may not be always 0. Okay, in the first time, if suppose you are sorting your length of the array is suppose 7, then we have started off sorting the entire array from 0 to 3, and let's suppose your 4 to 7 you are having it inside the second half. So firstly, this half will be sorted, correct? And then there is yet another half, 4 to 7. This needs to be sorted, correct? So what may happen is that further from 4 to 7, recursively, it will be breaking up into two halves. Let's suppose from 4 to 5, 6 to 7, both the halves will be broken up. And then once the entire sorting of this region needs to be taking place, they will be first merged. So what will be the mid, start, and end values that are going to pass to the merged function? The start value will be 4 in this case, end will be equal to that of 7, mid will be equal to that of 5, let's say. So not always your start is gonna be 0. Do keep that into the mind. It solely depends upon which subproblem, okay, which subproblem is getting solved. So based upon that start value and end value, the start value may or may not be 0. It may be something else as well, correct? So always try to allocate the ith variable to a start pointer, okay? Not take that to be 0, never. Always take that to be at the start pointer, okay? we can just have a dry run on that once we will be solving a recursive, once I will be dry running the code on my merge sort function. So I points to initially at the start, and then what should happen? Tell me. Where J will be pointing? It will be pointing at mid plus 1. Am I correct? J will be pointing at mid plus 1. J has to point at the second half. That is from mid plus 1 to the end. Now, when does? At what point? So K starts filling the merged array from the 0th index onwards. The size of the merged array is fixed, n minus start plus 1. It will be always starting to get filled from the 0th index onwards, right? So my K will be initially pointing to 0. Okay, let's start off. So I say, till what point the comparison should be there? Till the time there is at least an element into the left half, that is I lesser than equal to mid, as well as till the time there is at least a single element in the righter half. So if both the halves are having at least one element, till that moment of time, I can try comparison and merging, right? So I lesser than equal to mid, J lesser than equal to what? End. And then if suppose array of I is lesser than equal to array of J. Sorry, is it array? It's not array basically, but it's V in this case. We can name it to be array. I don't feel any problem should be there in that case. Yeah, let the name be array. Yeah. Array of I is lesser than equal to array of J. Do what? You say that finally your merged array of K will be storing what value? Array of I. And you can just move on I plus plus here. Move your I to one step ahead. Then else there is yet only one case that is possible, that your array of J is smaller than array of I. So in that case, you just say right now whatever is at your kth place, that will be holding the array of jth value, and in that case J will be increasing by 1, right? And once either of the case have got executed, kth value has been filled, I say K plus plus. Run the loop till the time in both the halves there is at least a single element. Fine. Next, what needs to be done? Tell me. Next, what needs to be done? Any of the half will exhaust. Not both the half simultaneously can exhaust. Any one will be exhausting. Either left half के सारे एलिमेंट खत्म हो गए पहले मर्ज हो जाएंगे, या तो राइट हाफ के सारे एलिमेंट पहले मर्ज हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, तो जस्ट आप एक चेक रख लो. Till the time, if suppose there are some elements into the left half that haven't been merged, and all the element of the right half has been merged. So for that, I can say while I is still lesser than equal to the mid, one by one, since from I to the end, from the current ith element to the end, these elements are already sorted in nature. Already वो sorted है. I से लेके end तक जितनी comparisons थी और possible होके merge हो गई, उनको छोड़ के I की जितनी भी लेफ्ट हाफ की रिमेनिंग एलिमेंट्स है I से लेके एंड तक वो ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड है. वन बाय वन को कॉपी कर दो मर्ज्ड अरे में. So till the time, if suppose I is still lesser than equal to mid, some elements are lying there. So till that point, I can say fine. You just do for one thing. Inside your merged array of kth position, you just say you just try storing the value of array of I, and you can go ahead and increase the value of you can increase the value of I by 1. You can increase the value of K by 1. How can I just reduce extra 2 lines of code? You just say K plus plus I plus plus. Merged array of K plus plus equal to array of I plus plus. This will solve. This will no longer require for us to separately write I plus plus and K plus plus. First, the existing value of K will be used, then it will be increased, then the existing value of I will be used, then it will be increased. Okay. Okay. Either the first half can be having some elements, or the second half can be having some elements. Correct? That is, J can be lesser than equal to end, and the first half has already been exhausted. Both the conditions may happen. So I have to keep a check on both the conditions. So while J is lesser than equal to n, I can just put on the merging part that merged array of K plus plus will be equal to array of J plus plus in such case. That's all. Entire merging has completely happened. Now tell me for one thing. Let us suppose I said my region that I am sorting. Okay. Region that I am trying to sort is 4, 6, 7, 2, 10. That is my start is at index 3, let's say, and post that My end is at index. What is it, by the way? It should be 7, I guess. Say index 7, and the mid will be pointing here. Let's suppose mid is pointing at index 5. So from here to here, it has been individually sorted. From here to here, it has been individually sorted. Now I say merge both of them. Merge both of them into a third array. So after the merging, it's gonna be 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. Merging has happened. And merging has happened from 0 to the 4th index of the merged third array. A third merged array, right? A third merged array. Can I say the original array who is actually holding these values, it is sorted? Can I say that? पहले वो बोलो. जो भी आपने मर्ज किया ना, देखो मर्ज्ड एरे में इस पूरे थर्ड से लेके सेवेंथ एलिमेंट के रीजन का जो भी सॉर्टेड वर्जन है, देखो मर्ज्ड एरे में पड़ा हुआ है. ओरिजिनल एरे में भी तो रिफ्लेक्ट करना चाहिए ना, तब जाके आप कह सकते हो कि फाइन, देन ओनली आई कैन से देन दिस रीजन इन बिटवीन 3 to 7 इज गेटिंग सॉर्टेड. कैसे करोगे इसे? हाउ टू अचीव दैट? यू हैव ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड बोथ द हाफ्स. नाउ इन ऑर्डर टू सॉर्ट द एंटायर रीजन, आई हैव टू मर्ज देम into a third merged array. Then the actual reflection is in where? The actual reflection is in the third merged array. It's not inside the original array. Then tell me for one thing, how can I make it reflect in the original array? Copy them back. Copy them back. Copy कैसे करोगे? कोई बताओ तो. How to copy? See, 0th index is holding the smallest value, and this 0th index should be going to the third index of my original array. First index of the merged array, whatever value is here, it should be going to the 4th index of the original array. Third index, right? Sorry, second index of your original, my third merged array. This element should be going back to the 5th element of my original array, and so on. How should I manage that? Let me say that whatever is at the 0th index of my merged array, that should be going to the third index of the original array. First index element to the 4th index. Second index element to the 5th index. Third index element to the 6th index. 4th index element to the 7th index. Now tell me, how can I achieve that? Copy करोगे आप, तो ये copy का मैं sequence 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 पे कैसे लाऊं? बोलो, कॉपी का सीक्वेंस कैसे लाऊं? Can I say for one thing, every ith element of the merged array is getting copied back to the position start plus I of the original array. Is it happening? Is it happening? Tell me. 0 is getting copied back to 0 plus 3. 1 is getting copied back to 1 plus 3. 2 is getting copied back to 2 plus 3, and so on. Is it happening? Every element of the original of the third merged array is getting copied back to start plus ith index of my original array. Okay? Now try copying it back. You say that fine, for int index that is from 0, idx less than my merged array's length, or you can just say it to be in minus start plus 1. Okay? And then idx plus plus. Then I can say my merged arrays index element will be getting copied. This element will be copied where? This element has to be stored in my original arrays start plus idx, this particular index element. That's all done. Entire merging has been done. Entire merging has been done. Entire merging has been done. And I think here entire merge sort has also happened. और कुछ नहीं करना पूरे कोड में. Merge sort आपने ऑटोमेटिकली रिकर्सिवली कॉल कर दिया, ये अपने आप देख लेगा. जैसे ही किसी भी पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन कॉल के इंडिविजुअल सब प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होते, वो अपने आप मर्ज को कॉल कर देगा कि जाओ इंडिविजुअल सब प्रॉब्लम्स कॉल हो चुकी, गो ऑन एंड ट्राई मर्जिंग दीज हाफ्स. एंड वंस द मर्जिंग हैज हैपेंड, whatever is inside my merged array, जो भी merged array में कंटेंट पड़ा हुआ है, उसको आप कॉपी बैक कर दो ओरिजिनल array में. Let me try doing it. So I find, बोलो.
लॉजिक बोलो.
Coming back to that. Try to run it. So I say merge sort from 0 to, what is the particular index? Let me define it here first. Anti n equal to 6, let's say. So you are basically merging, merge sorting from where to where, basically. 0 to n minus 1, this should be my start and end points to call for my merge sort initially. I say that. Call it from 0 to n minus 1, merge sort, and once it has been sorted, you are back into the main function. I expect entire array has been sorted. So go on and try printing the elements. See out array of I. That's it. Try running. I think the problem should be solved. RI 157899. This should be the thing. Am I correct? आ रही है सबको? Answer आ रही है? आ रही है कि नहीं? Okay, try out with some other examples as well. Let's take it to be original sorted array also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whether the sequence remains to be that or not. It should be that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be remaining as it is. It is as it is only. No changes. Correct? No changes. No changes at all. Anything else we require to see? Take the code, whoever requires. Merge sort has completed. This is how we actually implement merge sort. Merge sort happens what? Suppose that right now, what has happened into the current sub problem, you are standing at a sub problem where you are trying to sort the region in between 4 to 7. Now, inside this sub problem, what has happened? It has called on for sorting the individual half in between 4 to 5. Then again, once this has completed, it will call on for sorting the individual half from 6 to 7. Correct? Once this has also completed, it's gonna call on for merge both the arrays. Merge both the arrays, that is in between 4 to 5 and 6 to 7. Correct? Suppose that the elements are something like this. After both the sorting has happened, whatever we are doing as a sorting part, right? That should be after each function execution, the 4 to 5 region sorting part should be reflected into my original array. So once your this particular function call has executed, मतलब कि 4 to 5 एलिमेंट में जो भी 4 to 5 के रीजन में जो भी रखा हुआ है वो पूरा सॉर्टेड वे में प्रेजेंट होगा. ओरिजिनल एरे में वो सॉर्टेड वे में प्रेजेंट होगा. लेट्स सपोज आपके पास एरेस के एलिमेंट्स है 4, 5 एंड लेट्स सपोज इट इज 1, 6. These are the two elements into the region, into the indices 4, 5 and 6, 7. Correct? These are the elements that is being kept there. So अगर ये execute हो चुकी है, मतलब ये whatever are the elements in between 4th index to the 5th index, they are present in a sorted manner in between the region of 4 to 5. If f of 6 to 7 that has executed, elements in between 6 to 7 index, that should be present in a sorted manner. Now my point is, once both the halves has got executed, you are to merge. You are to perform the merging in between 4 to 7, provided the mid is lying in the 5th index. So, आप जब इसे merge करोगे तो क्या होगा? Merge करोगे तो I require a third array, right? Whatever is the merging that is taking place, that is happening actually inside a merged array, right? Inside a extra array, that is what we're declaring as the merged array. Once you merge them, it's gonna be, I guess, 1, 4, 5, 6. Am I correct? Your merging took place inside this third array, extra array that we defined. Now see, the merged array is of the size, whatever is the size of the left half and right half elements combined. Am I correct on that? So the merged array is having a fixed size of 4 elements. Whatever are the elements inside the merged array, that is kept from 0 to the 3rd index. सही कह रहा हूँ, गलत कह रहा हूँ. But the main reflection of the entire region, whatever got sorted, जो भी reflect हो रहा है, कहाँ पे हो रहा है? एक third extra array में reflect हो रहा है. I have to copy them back to the original array. That's what I require to do. Tell me that. That's what I require to do. Now you are saying that 0th index of the merged array, whatever you have defined, that should be copied back to the 4th index of the original array A. Am I correct? First index element of the merged array should be copied back to where? To the 5th index of the original array. Second index element should be going to the 6th. Third index element should be going to the 7th. यही करना है ना, copy back. Then how to copy it back? Can I just say that original arrays start plus ith index element will be equal to that of your merged arrays ith element? Is it the thing we are getting? any index of the merged array, whatever element is kept there, that is actually getting copied back to your original arrays start plus ith index value. Okay. That's how finally you need to copy it back. Let's see how my overall code is working. Correct. Merge तो आप लोगों ने देख लिया सही से. Merge तो आप लोगों ने देख लिया. Let's see overall how my recursive merge sort is working. Correct. Let's see that. Okay. Let's see that. And yeah, this is the only function I'm going to explain right now, and you should be able to get that. I hope so. Okay then. Merge is the usual way. जैसे मैंने merge किया दो sorted arrays को, यहाँ पे same particular array पे ही halves बना लेंगे, उनको individually sort करेंगे और merge कर देंगे. ठीक है, यही concept है. Let's see how your overall merge sort is working. So what is my overall array? Let's take an array, any of the thing that you wish to take. Let's suppose it is 1, 5, 4, 2, 3, 9, something like this. Then how to go ahead and sort this array? Firstly, I call on to sort this particular array from f of 0 to 5, right? 0 to 5, fifth index. Correct? Now tell me for that the value of n is equal to that of n is not required in this case. Yeah. So now tell me what should happen in this particular case. For this particular function call, start is at 0 as well as end is at index 5. अब बोलो क्या होगा? As per this function call, what's gonna happen? Tell me. बोलो क्या होगा? बोलो क्या होगा? Function call ऐसा है. क्या कैसे?
मिड कैलकुलेट करेंगे फिर.
क्या होगा? पहले start is greater than equal to end, condition is false. Come on to calculate the mid. Come on to calculate the mid. What is the mid function? What is the mid value? 0 plus 5 by 2. Second index. Then do what? Do what? Do what? Call on for the merge sort function from start to the mid, right? That is from 0 to 2. यही होगा ना? यही होगा कि नहीं होगा? Now this will be at halt. New function is starting to execute for us. This condition is again false for the new function, whatever we called. Calculate its mid. This particular function start is equal to that of 0. End is equal to that of 2. What should be the mid, by the way? What should be the mid? It should be equal to that of 1, right? 0 plus 2 by 1. फिर क्या होगा? जैसे इस particular function की mid calculate हुई, call on the merge sort function on its left half. Call on the merge sort function from 0 to the mid, that is from 0 to 1. फिर क्या होगा? New function call, this will be at halt right now. Start will be equal to that of 0, end is equal to that of 1. फिर क्या होने वाला है? End is equal to that of 1. Mid will be what? For this particular function call, this condition is again false. Start is not greater than equal to end. So I'm going to calculate the mid. Mid will be equal to 0 plus 1 divided by 2. 0 only. Integer division, 0. So what should happen? Call on for the first half of this particular function call to sort it. That is call on from 0 to 0 to get sorted. अब बोलो क्या होगा? 0 to 0. Call on for merge sort function to get executed from 0 to 0. Basically, you are targeting to sort a single element that is at index 0. What's gonna happen? Single element is already sorted in nature. फिर क्या होता है? Single element already sorted होता है. You just return from here. Return from here. Next, what will happen? This function was waiting for its left half to get sorted or its first sub problem to execute. फिर क्या होगा? बोलो. क्या होगा फिर? It's gonna call on for its next function call. It was waiting till its first function to be executed fully. Then it's gonna call on for its next sub problem to get solved. That is, go on and sort. Go on and sort the elements from where to where?
1 to 1.
From 1 to 1. Then again for this particular function call, basically you are trying to target. You are trying to sort what? Elements that is at index 1. Basically 1 to 1 का मतलब है 1 से 1, index 1 से लेके index 1 के बीच जितने भी एलिमेंट्स है क्या करो उसको सॉर्ट कर दो. एक ही एलिमेंट है और वो ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड है. सिंगल एलिमेंट अगर किसी रीजन में है तो वो ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड है. जस्ट रिटर्न फ्रॉम हियर. You are basically hitting the base case in such situation 1 to 1. This particular case is true and you return to the previous test case, previous function call. Now what's gonna happen? Tell me. Now what's gonna happen? Right now you are back in f of 0, 1. Then what to happen? Can you tell me that? Then what to happen? what to happen? There is something that is left to do. What is that? Merge. These two halves 0, 0, 1, 1 have already been executed. Right now, whatever is kept in between 0, given the mid is also at 0, right? Both the mid and start is at 0 and end is at index 1. Try to merge them in a merged array of size 2, end minus start plus 1. End is at 1, start is at 0. End minus start plus 1 equals to 2, right? Merge these elements into a separate particular array. And after merging, since the region is already sorted, it is already having 5 and 1. After merging, we can have 1, 5 in the original array. Sorry, we can have 1, 5 stored in my merged array. Once I try copy them back in the original array, it's gonna be 1 and 5 only. There should be no change. 0th index element should be going to the 0th index element of the original array. First index element of the merged array will be going to the first index of the original array. Nothing will be changing here. Because 0 to 1, the region is already sorted. Even if you try calling on for a merged array, you try to merge in there the required elements, and then you try copy them back, there is nothing gonna change or reflect up. Okay. Okay, then if suppose merging has ended, then what's gonna happen? Bolo. Merging ho gaya, then kya hoga?
backtrack होगा.
This particular function, then the function scope is ending, it's gonna automatically backtrack to the previous state. फिर बोलो क्या होगा?
Base case.
फिर बोलो क्या होगा? This particular function f of 02 was waiting for f of 01 to execute. Then f of 02 was waiting for f of 01 to execute. It has executed and returned back. Now it's gonna say go on and try sorting the region in between mid plus 1 to the end. So basically that is 2 to 2, right? We are again hitting the base case. Am I correct? We are again hitting the base case. Start is basically for this function call, you are trying to sort the region that is having a second index element only. फिर क्या होने वाला है? क्या होगा फिर बोलो? Single element of the region already sorted. Return. You are hitting the base case here. Return. फिर क्या होगा? Return. Then right now inside this function call, both the sub problems have executed. F of 01 has sorted the elements in between 0 to the first index. F of 22 has sorted the elements in between the second index. That is of the region that is having only the second index. फिर क्या होने वाला है? अब बोलो क्या होगा? You are to call for the merge function. Am I correct? You are to call for the merge function provided that you are having these elements only 1, 5 and 4, and then start lies here and mid lies here, as well as end is lying at the second index, right? At 4. Okay. Right now start is at index 0, end is at index 2, mid is at index 1. That's how merging is taking place. So I am gonna say declare a merged array with size 2 minus 0 plus 1, that is 3. Declare a kth pointer here. Declare an ith pointer at the start. Declare a jth pointer at the end. Okay, sorry. Declare the jth pointer at mid plus 1. That is actually colliding with your end. So whichever is smaller, ith element is smaller, copy that to the merged array at the kth position. 1 gets into the merged array. Your I moves to the mid position, the only last position of the left half that we are left with. Correct? I and j, compare both the elements. Jth element is smaller, you actually take your k to the next step. 4 gets copied into the kth step, right? Entire element, and then j goes out of the bound of the second half. J actually is going beyond the end. j कहां से कहां तक जा सकता है? mid plus 1 से लेके end तक ही point कर सकता है. अब देखो जैसे एक ही एलिमेंट था सेकेंड रीजन पे, जैसे ही j merge हो गया, jth एलिमेंट j कहां गई? आउट ऑफ द बाउंड पे चली गई और किसी एलिमेंट पे ऑफ द राइट हाफ पे पॉइंट नहीं करती. देन ओनली 5 विल बी गेटिंग, the remaining element of the left half 5 will be getting merged automatically. Whatever are the remaining elements, I lesser than equal to mid, that's gonna get merged into my merged array at the kth position, last position. Once your entire merged array is ready, 1, 4 and 5, then I have to copy them back. How the copying back should be taking place? Can anyone tell? How the copying back should be taking place? 0th element will be going. What is the start of this? Merge function start is at 0, end is at 2, mid is at 1, right? Okay, so I say zeroth index element of the merged array will be equal to start, will be going to the start plus zeroth element of the final array. So 1 gets copied here. First index element of the merged array will be getting copied back where? At what position it's gonna get copied back? It's gonna get copied to the start plus first index of my original array. So 4 will be copied here. Similarly, 5 will be copied at the second index. So right now, the first half of my element, that is 1 is looking like 1, 4 and 5. After the merging, and I copy them back originally into my array, and I finish the execution of f of 0, 2, the merging has also happened, copying back is also done. Once I return, I am able to see that 1, 4 and 5, the left half has fully sorted up. Left half क्या हुआ? Fully sort हो गया, जैसा मेरा recursion behave करना चाहिए. So smaller sub problem अगर मैं उससे expect करता हूँ कि ये solve करके लाके देगा, जब क्या होगा? ये एग्जीक्यूशन इसका खत्म होगा, जैसे ही आप ओरिजिनल फंक्शन कॉल पे वापस आओगे, आपको ऑटोमेटिकली फर्स्ट हाफ सॉर्टेड मिल जाएगा. मिल गया हम सबको? तो बोलो, मिल चुका है? आर वी गेटिंग इट और नॉट? इज इट हैपनिंग? Okay, then what we are required to do? Right now, I am inside this particular function call. Its first half has executed. Then what will happen? Its first half has got executed. Then what will happen? चलो एक काम करते हैं to actually ease up the process. Let's not go ahead with the n to be at 5. Let that be at 4, right? 0 to 4, suppose you are sorting, end is at 4. Still the mid will be lying at 2 only. Let's suppose 9, 2 are the elements of the second half, right? The first half has got fully sorted. Now you are to sort the second half utilizing the merge sort function. क्या होगा? चलो next page पे देखते हैं इसे, ठीक है? क्या होने वाला है बोलो? 1, 4, 5. Right now my array is looking like 1, 4, 5, 9, 2. Right now you are executing. Right now your flow of control is in between 0 to 4th element. You are to right now sort the second half. बोलो कैसे होगा? Second half sort करना है तो कैसे होगा बोलो? Start यहाँ पे 0 पे है, right? End कहाँ पे है? 4 पे है. Mid कहाँ पे है? 2 पे. तो क्या करोगे आप? बोलोगे go on and sort the elements from mid plus 1, that is 3 to 4. Okay, this is the new that's gonna take place. फिर क्या होने वाला है बोलो? Once we have called for sorting the second half of my region 0 to 4, then what's gonna happen? This condition is false. Calculate the mid. Here the start is equal to that of 3, end is equal to that of 4, and mid is equal to that of 2. Sorry, mid will be equal to that of 3 only. Then what will happen? It's gonna call on to sort its left half, that is falling onto the category of f of 3, 3, return, hitting the base case, return. Then again you call on for f of mid plus 1 to end, sort that region. So it's gonna be for f of 4, 4, return. फिर क्या होगा बोलो? It is also hitting the base case, single element into the region already sorted. फिर क्या होगा बोलो? This region needs to be merged, right? This region needs to be merged. कैसे होगा? This region will be merged. From where to where the merging will be taking place? Basically,
From 3 to 4.
from basically 9 to, these are the elements. Start will be at index 3, mid will also be at index 3, end will be pointing to the index 4. Now we will be declaring start value का value क्या है? 3, end की value क्या है? 4, right? Mid की value क्या है? Sorry, mid की value भी 3 है. You have declared what? You have declared a merged array. फिर क्या होने वाला है बोलो? Merged array आपने declare किया, फिर क्या होगा? Kth position is pointing at the 0th index. Which one? I is pointing at the start location, J is pointing at the mid plus first location. That is basically at the end. फिर क्या होने वाला है बोलो? क्या होगा आप? Compare the ith and the jth element. Which is smaller? Jth element is smaller. Copy that to the kth position. Take k to the next step. And right now I can see if I say j plus plus, j has gone beyond the range of the second half. That is equal to, j has gone equal to that of end plus 1 for us. So the comparison and merging will be completely removed. It has completed. Only the elements of the left half, whatever we are having, that will be merged at the kth position, the leftover position. So 9 gets merged. So into your merged array, you have already got 2 9, right? Just एक swapping होगी वहां पे और कुछ नहीं होगी. और अगर आपको इस रीजन को सॉर्ट करना है फाइनली इंडिविजुअली, तो इनका जो हाफ्स है वो ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड है, सिंगल सिंगल एलिमेंट है. अगर मैं पूरे रीजन को सॉर्ट करना चाहता हूँ, जस्ट एक मर्ज फंक्शन लगाना पड़ेगा. देखो मर्ज एरे में सॉर्ट हो गया. फिर क्या करना है, इनको कॉपी बैक कर दो. कॉपी देम बैक टू द ओरिजिनल एरे. तो बोलो क्या होने वाला है. कॉपी देम बैक टू द ओरिजिनल एरे. अब बोलो कि क्या होने वाला है. So into my merged array it is 0th index and the first index. Merged array के 0th and first index है. जब मैं merge के लिए कॉल किया था, start value 3 थी, right? End value क्या थी, 4 थी. तो merged array की 0th index will be copied back to the what position of the original array? Can you tell me? Start plus ith position. Start plus the 0th position of the original array will be receiving the 0th element of the merged array. So 2 will be copied at the third index. The first index of the merged array will be copied to the first plus third index of the original array. So your fourth index is getting the value 9, right? Correct. Once the merging is done for this particular function, come back to the original function f of 04. Now for this particular function call, right half भी sort हो गया, left half भी sort हो गया. अब क्या करना है बोलो. Right half भी sort हो गया, left half भी sort हो गया. फिर क्या करना है. इसका राइट हाफ लेफ्ट हाफ प्रीवियसली सॉर्ट हो चुका था 145, राइट हाफ 29, वो भी सॉर्ट हो गया. अब इट्स गोना मर्ज द बिगर एरे, राइट? दैट इज वंस एज एक्सपेक्टेड. इफ आई कॉल ऑन फॉर f of 3 to 4, once this particular function will be returning, the right half of the function should be what? Already sorted. यही चाहिए था ना, हो गया. अब बोलते हैं ठीक है, कॉल ऑन फॉर द मर्ज फंक्शन. यू से दैट my original array is having 1 4 5 2 9. I call on a merge on this into a third array. So particularly for merging, the start value is at 0, right? End value is at index 4. Mid value is pointing at 4 for us, right? Mid is here. Okay, so I declare a merged array of size 5. I declare a merged array of size 5, 4 minus 0 plus 1. Start on filling the kth position. Your I is starting from the 0th index. Your j is starting on from the jth index, right? You say ith and jth element, which one is smaller? Ith. Copy this. Move your I to the next step. I or j, which one is smaller? Jth element. Copy this at the kth position. Move your k one step ahead. Move your j one step ahead. 9 and 4, which one is smaller? 4. Copy this. Move your k one step ahead. Move your I one step ahead. Move your I one step ahead. Which one is smaller? Sorry, this is I. I or the jth element. Ith element is smaller. Move your I. Sorry. Right now, copy your ith element at the kth position. Move your k at the last step. And then I exhaust the entire elements of the left half. I has gone beyond the mid now. 0 to mid से लेके start से लेके mid तक ही हमारी लेफ्ट हाफ के एलिमेंट्स रिसाइड करती है. आई जैसे ही मिड के पार चला गया, मतलब लेफ्ट हाफ में और कुछ बचा नहीं. जितने भी एलिमेंट्स है राइट हाफ के, सबको एज इट इज कॉपी कर दो. Only one element, that is 9. Just copy that at the end of the array. So inside my merged array, I got all the elements 1 2 4 5 9. Copy them back into the original array. So basically right now, once you are merging, the start is at 0 only. So आप किसी भी इंडेक्स पे पॉइंट करो, right? किसी भी इंडेक्स ऑफ द merged array पे पॉइंट करो. So अगर आप इंडेक्स वैल्यू को 0 से ऐड करते हो, वो खुद ही रह जाता है. Whatever is the value that sustains. So any index element of my merged array will be going back to the original indices, that is 0 1 2 3 4 of the merged array of the original array finally. So it's gonna be 1 2 4 5 9. हो गया merge function खत्म. Once the merging is done, the final function also gets over. You come back to the main function. Once I try printing the array, it's gonna be 1 2 4 5 9. ठीक है? How the flow is going up? Is it clear to you now? First tell me that. How did we actually got up the intuition and how it's actually working? Is it clear to all of you or not? Tell me that.
স্যার যদি এন্ডটা 5 থাকতো, যেটা আপনি চেঞ্জ করলেন,
তাও কোনো
তাহলে
অসুবিধা
আবার কন্টিনিউ হতো না? মানে এই
আর
সাইডে ওই
কিছুটা আরো ফাংশন কল হতো.
মানে 4,5 তারপর 5 5 4 4.
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, কিছুটা আর ফাংশন কল হতো. Is the intuition and the working of merge sort clear to all of you? First tell me that. सबको क्लियर है कैसे मर्ज सॉर्ट करेंगे? तो मुझे बोलो. अब सबको क्लियर है या नहीं? प्लीज टेल मी दैट. Should I repeat any part? The time complexity of this is n log n, but I need to derive it. ऐसे आपको मालूम नहीं पड़ने वाला, इसको derive करना पड़ेगा. Okay, time complexity is n log n. Can you try coming up with the time complexity part for the next day? Both. Your task is to complete the time complexity as well as the space complexity of merge sort. Can you try that? Can you try that, all of you? कर पाओगे आप लोग तो बोलो. Can you try this? No, it's not the case, I guess. Okay, let me give you the basic intuition. Can I just try to say that time taken to sort an entire array of size n is equal to that of Tn by 2. Time taken to individually sort an array having half size. How many half size array we are actually sorting in order to sort an entire array of size n? 2 such sub arrays, right? And then I say plus n. N is the entire merge space n is extra operation I'm utilizing for doing what? Can anyone tell? N operations extra आप क्यों करते हो? Merge करने के लिए.
Merge.
Merge.
Okay. What else? Can I just write now? So for that I have to first try finding out what is Tn by 2. अगर Tn by 2 का वैल्यू मिल गया, Tn की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी वहां से. सही कहता हूँ? सही कहता हूँ कि गलत कहता हूँ? बोलो.
Yes,
It's
yes.
gonna be
Yes,
so
yes.
Tn by 2 is equal to then that of what? Can you tell me? Tn by 2 is equal to that of what? 2 into Tn by 4. Can I say Tn by 2 again needs to be halved into 2 halves, broken into 2 halves. And for sorting, can you tell me for one thing? For merging a half of n by 2, how many, what should be the number of merge operations that I require to do?
N by 2.
It should be n by 2, right? Why it's n by 2? You are having 2 halves, right? N by 4, n by 4. Each and every, all the elements utilizing the ith pointer of the left half, all the elements of the right half of n by 4 should be, I will be iterating through all of them once, J will be iterating through all of them once. What is the maximum number of iterations I got? N by 4 plus n by 4. That is equal to that of n by 2. Yahi hai na? So in total n by 2 operations I am doing to merge an entire region of having n by 2 elements, right? After the sorting has been done. Okay, next. इसे और कैसे लिख सकते हैं? बोलो. इसे और कैसे लिख सकते हैं? फिर n by 2 को फाइंड आउट करने के लिए n by 4 की वैल्यू चाहिए. Tn by 4 is equal to that of what? 2 into Tn by 8. Am I correct? And in order to merge a region of having n by 4 elements, we require n by 4 merge operation. So what is the end point? At what particular point I'm stopping to call my recursive functions? Can you tell me that? Can I just
T
say,
of 1.
okay, just let me say that it's not exactly n operations. You, for merging, you say you do some n into k operation. Am I correct? That's the actual representation that we can say. So at the end, I can say, once I am left up with an array of having just a single element, here I do some constant work k and then I return. Am I correct? I do some constant work k and I just return from here on. This is the last point. अब बताओ मुझे एक बात, that how would you at all calculate this? How would you at all calculate this? Can you tell me that? कैसे calculate करोगे इसको? बोलो. Okay, let's try adding up all the equation. Then what's gonna happen? सारी equation को add करो तो one by one. कैसे करोगे? I just say multiply the second equation, whatever I got, with 2. It becomes 4. And the 2 here cancels out. 2 into n by 2, the 2 and 2 cancels out. It's gonna be nk only. Okay, add the first 2 equations. What we are getting? This term and this term cancels out. Am I correct? सही कहता हूँ? ये term cancel out हो जाएगा. Then I say multiply 4, right? With the third equation, it becomes equal to that of 8. Here, your last term gets multiplied with 4. So basically 4 and 4 cancels out. It also becomes nk. And right now I can say this term and this term will be getting cancelled out. सही कहता हूँ कि गलत कहता हूँ? यही होगा ना, यही होगा ना. Similarly, I can say at the end I can try something like n into tn by 8. That's gonna be equal to that of your 16 into tn by 16 plus nk. Every last term after all the cancellation and multiplication, whatever I'm doing, जो भी आपके मर्ज ऑपरेशन है वो इन टोटल n into k पे रिड्यूस हो जा रहे हैं. एंड आफ्टर I have done my particular multiplication, I'm able to see the first term, the left hand side of my equation, the latter equation इसके right hand side के first term के साथ cancel out हो जाती है. So if I try adding up everything, I know that entire left hand side terms apart from the tn has got cancelled out. Am I correct? ये भी cancel हो जाएगा इसके next subsequent equation के साथ. What are the leftover terms? I can just try generalizing. T of n is equal to some number of, right, some x numbers of nk that I am able to get. Am I correct? ये भी at the end some number of multiplications के बाद n हो जाएगा, nk हो जाएगा, right? Because इसको अगर cancel out होना है t of 1 को with its previous equations right hand first term, some amount of equation, I guess the last that it should be getting multiplied with n, and then n will be getting multiplied on the right hand sides first term of your previous equation, वो और ये cancel out हो जाएगा. Whatever you are left with is a term nk at the end, and nk some x times should be added up, right? And this is, if I just am, if suppose somehow I am able to track what is the value of x, then overall my tn is solved. Whatever is the value of tn, we have solved it. But what is the value of x? Can anyone tell me? At max, how many times nk is getting added? बोलो. n जो k है वो कितनी बार ऐड हो रहा है? So n t of n, for that correspondingly there is single nk. T of n by 2 corresponding to this there is another nk. T of n by 4 corresponding to this there is another nk. T of n by 8 corresponding to this there is another nk. At the end t of 1 के लिए last nk बचा हुआ है. तो मुझे बोलो एक बात कि आपके पास कितनी nks हैं? Can I just say for n divided by 2 to the power 0 single nk, n divided by 2 to the power 1 another nk, n divided by 2 square another nk, n divided by 2 cube another nk, at the end n divided by 2 to the power x another nk मिल गया. How many terms? क्या कह सकता हूँ? x plus 1 terms के लिए मेरे पास nk है. मुझे तो बस x की वैल्यू चाहिए. तो x की वैल्यू क्या है? कोई बोलो, बोलो.
Log of n.
Okay, how is it so? How is it so? Your last n is n divided by 2 to the power x. After dividing, after each step we are able to see n is getting divided by a higher power of 2. So basically, what is the maximum power of 2 that has divided my n such that it has reduced to a size of 1? What is that value? What is that value? Tell me. At the end, when I divided for the value of n for the xth time, it has reduced the size of my array to 1. What is the value of this x? You just take a reciprocal, 2 to the power x by n equals to 1. Then you say that 2 to the power x is equal to that of n. You take logarithm of 2 both sides, it gets reduced to, x gets reduced to log n. Am I correct? Log 2n. Taking log both sides. पहले भी देख चुके हैं ये, ठीक है? तो ओवरऑल मेरी टाइम कम्प्लेक्सिटी कितनी थी? x इंटू एन के, राइट? यही थी ना? देन x की वैल्यू क्या है? log n. उसके साथ आप क्या करो? एन के को मल्टीप्लाई कर दो. ए log n है आपके पास, एन के को मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, देन n log n k. दिस इज माई ओवरऑल नंबर ऑफ ऑपरेशंस आई रिक्वायर्ड टू सॉल्व माई मर्ज सॉर्ट. बिगो में इनक्लोज कर दो, k कांस्टेंट नेगलेक्ट, फाइनल कम्प्लेक्सिटी इज बिगो ऑफ n log n. हो गया? कैसे आती है बिगो ऑफ n log n? समझ आया? अब फॉर योर मर्ज सॉर्ट, बेस्ट एवरेज वर्स्ट केस, लेट योर array be sorted, let your array be not sorted, let your array be any random thing. For all cases of your merge sort, your time complexity remains same. It doesn't varies at all. एकदम fixed in log n merge sort के लिए. ठीक? How many levels of function calls we are doing? How many levels of function calls we are doing at most? Can you tell me that? how many levels of function calls we have done? Log n levels. Am I correct? Not more than that. But see, whenever you are at a function, whenever you are executing a function, for each function call, in order to complete its execution, I have to declare an extra array, right? I have to declare an extra array in order to merge the elements there. सही कहता हूँ? Log n levels of function calls तो है ही है. उसके साथ साथ फंक्शन का कंप्लीशन जब होता है, एग्जीक्यूशन जब खत्म होने को आता है, तो ये एक मर्ज सॉर्ट को कॉल करता है. ये मर्ज सॉर्ट को कॉल करता है. मर्ज फंक्शन को कॉल करता है. मर्ज फंक्शन का काम है एक एक्स्ट्रा एरे डिक्लेयर करना. बट जैसे ही मर्ज फंक्शन खत्म, एक्स्ट्रा एरे खत्म. सही कहता हूं? जैसे ही मर्ज फंक्शन खत्म, एक्स्ट्रा एरे भी खत्म, और आप रिटर्न कर जाते हो प्रीवियस फंक्शन कॉल पे. सही कह रहा हूं कि गलत कह रहा हूं? बोलो. नाउ टेल मी, एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम of your function call, what is the maximum size of the merge array that you are declaring? That is while merging the first function call, right? जब आप last time merge function call करते हो, right? तभी सबसे highest size of the original, highest size of the merge function highest size of the merge third array का हम declaration करते हैं. That is equal to that of size of the original array n. करते हैं ना? जब मेरा ओरिजिनल फंक्शन लास्ट टाइम एग्जीक्यूशन में खत्म की तरफ आ रहा है, एकदम एंड में है, ठीक है, तब जाके आप इसके लिए इसके करस्पॉन्डिंग जब इसके दो हाफ मर्ज सॉर्ट हो गए, फिर आपने मर्ज फंक्शन कॉल किया, तब होल साइज ऑफ द एरे के बराबर एक मर्ज्ड एरे बनेगा, जैसे कि हमने यहाँ पे देखा था. सो एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, किसी भी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम में जब आप मर्ज सॉर्ट एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हो, maximum size of extra array that we are declaring in order to achieve the merge function is n. Correct? So overall at max हमारी call stack requirement है log n level of function call से. Apart from that, at any point of time of my function call, I require n extra sized array in order to solve my entire problem. At max n extra size चाहिए, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. ओवरऑल बिगो में मैं स्पेस को अगर एनक्लोज करना चाहूं, लॉग एन टर्म छोटा है एज कंपेयर टू एन, यू कैन नेग्लेक्ट दिस. व्हाट्स द ओवरऑल स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी इज बिगो ऑफ एन. ओके, इट्स बिगो ऑफ एन. ठीक, समझ आया सबको? अपार्ट फ्रॉम, क्योंकि हम मर्ज करने के लिए एक्स्ट्रा एरे का यूटिलाइज करते हैं एट द एंड. जब आप किसी भी पॉइंट ऑफ किसी भी फंक्शन का एग्जीक्यूशन आप देखो, उसमें एक एक्स्ट्रा मर्ज एरे की रिक्वायरमेंट है जब वो मर्ज के लिए कॉल करेगा किसी भी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे. बट जब सपोज वो एग्जीक्यूशन, उस पर्टिकुलर मर्ज सॉर्ट का एग्जीक्यूशन खत्म होता है, तो मर्ज फंक्शन जब रिटर्न हुआ, ओरिजिनल जो आपका मर्ज एरे है वो भी खत्म हो गया. ठीक है, वो भी खत्म हो गया. दैट्स नॉट एग्जिस्टिंग इनटू द मेमोरी. सो बेसिकली एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम साइज्ड एक्स्ट्रा एरे दैट वी आर यूटिलाइजिंग? दैट्स एट द एंड ऑफ माय एंटायर मर्ज सॉर्ट फंक्शन. Once at the end my merge function has been called, and there I declare an extra array size of n. So at overall, what's my space complexity? N extra sized array. So complexity related to that, as well as log n for call stack complexity. Call stack space requirements are smaller as compared to that of extra array requirements. So overall space is big O of n. ठीक है, समझ आई सबको बात पूरे मर्ज सॉर्ट को लेके? तो मुझे बोलो, मर्ज सॉर्ट सबको समझ आया? तो मुझे बताइए.
क्लियर सर.
और को चला गया यार इतनी जल्दी? शायद कल कॉलेज है. अच्छा, आज के बाद अब कोई मर्ज सॉर्ट में डाउट रहेगा तो मुझे बताओ. टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, स्पेस कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, कोड कैसे करते हैं, तो मुझे बताइए. कोई और डाउट है मर्ज सॉर्ट रिलेटेड? देन टेल मी.